Well, folks, I figured I'd get on here. the big, the big verdict of the President Trump. All 34 counts, all 34 felonies. Man, all trumped up, all bullshit. I mean, you know, I'm not going to go through it all, but rest assured, it's all bullshit. No law against any of that, you know, paying somebody, quote, hush money. I mean, if somebody walks up to you, company says, hey, listen, we don't want you talking about this, this, and this, we'll give you. It's perfectly illegal to do so. Happens all the time. Happens in contracts all the time. You know, if it was illegal, well, they wouldn't be able to do it, but they do it. And the way these people brought things up on this in the statute of limitations, I mean, listen, it's just, you know, the one thing you'd have thought that's just like, man, this is crazy, never happened, and it happens. So now, quote, the President Trump is now a quote felon. Now, I honestly believe it'll all be overturned. They're spending millions and millions of dollars on this when they have real criminals in the government. And Donald Trump's not, you know, I don't believe him to be a criminal. I mean, if that was the case, if we go by the government, you're a criminal. We're all criminals, you see. And the real criminals, the government. They are the criminal. They're lawless bullshit. They're lawless law. I mean, everything's just make believe horseshit. That's what it is. I mean, laws are made to make you a slave, to keep you down and under control. And their law enforcement, their first line of defense, law enforcement, police officers, cops, whatever you want to call them, are that's the actual. I'm not going to say they're warriors because that would promote something that is that might be kind of considered a good thing. They're not. You know what these police officers are is they're just they're they're uh, they're they're a tool to keep you in line. So they give them so much leeway on things, illegally, of course, so they can violate your rights. They can violate all kinds of things. That's their first line of defense. They send them out, and they can do anything they want to do to you. And it's okay. Now and then, it gets caught on camera, and the jury sits back and goes, man, that was wrong. Yeah, exactly, it was wrong. You got caught. You know, there's a few times with all the thousands and millions of interactions, it was wrong. I mean, they're like stormtroopers. You know, I mean, they're the ones that go out and that are armed to the teeth. And we can call more backup and everybody else and this and that team and those specialists. We can call in all kinds of people to get you under control, if not kill you. Basic, you can call police officers assassins. Now you may think that's extreme, but it's not. A lot of them, they want to they want to deal with you, man. You just do what they tell you to do, and you might get off with your life. If not, they'd rather just kill you. They don't have time for you. They don't have the patience for you because you don't talk back to your superior. You don't talk back to your master. And Donald Trump, I mean, I've heard his rhetoric, and that's what I call it, rhetoric, because he sits there and says, "Oh, we got to give cops more, leeway. We have to give cops more freedom to go out and do their job and not lose their houses and their homes if they're breaking the law, and they are. They need to lose their homes and their houses and such. They have to be taught a lesson, and that's how you teach people like that a lesson. Because alternative is not good. The alternative is the people that own this country stand up, and when the police show up and they say, well, the law says, the law says, your law says, and your law says, and you say, and you give lawful orders. You know what? Don't give a shit about any of that. You show me where I've broken anything constitutionally that I've done something wrong. Well, I'm not here for that. As a judge, I said, I don't give a shit. We're not going to a judge. One of us is going to the maker. Maybe both of us. You see, this is what I don't want. I don't want it to come to that. That's why you have to have somebody in charge that will set the rules. Set the fairly. We don't want it. I mean, people say, oh, this ain't the Wild West. The Wild West was tame compared to what's going on today. Tame. You see, what's interesting to me is Trump's going through all this. I mean, he's going through it. He's actually experiencing this firsthand. And I'm not going to say that's good because it's not. He shouldn't be. But in one way, it is good. Because when he gets elected, he's going to walk into that Oval Office with a a team of hopefully constitutional lawyers, and say, okay, let's fix this. And they start passing legislation to fix the judicial system, to fix the judges, to fix the prosecutors, to fix even the law enforcement, and not give them more power, more leeway, but actually to restrain them in more. They have everything they need to come get the bad guy. Well, go find the bad guy and get him, but they don't want to find the bad guy because the bad guy will shoot back most of the time. I mean, the bad guy. What we're talking about, bad guys today aren't like what bad guys were. Today we're talking about cartels. We're talking about MS-13. We're talking about real killers. That's a good name for the police, killers. And they don't want to get messed up with those people because, well, they don't play fair. Why? Well, because you get on the bad side of MS-13 or some of these cartels and so on and so forth, they don't care. You got a badge, so fucking what, man? Matter of fact, they take your ass out and you got a badge, that's they get put on a pedestal. I mean, their status grows in their organization because, man, you did this, you did that, you know. So it actually is almost a status symbol to kill law enforcement. You know, it shouldn't be. I mean, you shouldn't do that shit. I mean, you have to have people out there in law enforcement to keep it the bad guys, the real bad guys, the killers and so on and so forth, that actually are out there committing the crimes and stuff behind bars, keep them on the run, to get them caught, keep them off the streets. But then you have governors and states that are just letting them walk away. That's okay, you did this. Here, they're in, out, back on the street. Maybe you have to show up again. Maybe you don't. If you do, that's the stuff that he needs to put an end to. Now, these people that allow this crap to happen in their states, they have a screw loose. Law enforcement has their job to do, but most of it's all bullshit. Oh, we're gonna show up at your door because of your grass is too tall. Get the fuck out of here, man. Come on. I've talked about this stuff before. Instead of coming out and, oh, your grass is too tall. Well, why don't they have something set up with churches and volunteers and so on and so forth? It's like, hey, why doesn't the city person knock on the door and say, hey, you need some help with, you see your lawn's high, you need some help with that? And they might be like, well, yeah, my back is no good, or my hips, or my shoulder. I'm old, I'm feeble, I'm sick. Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll put you on a list here, and we'll have somebody come out, and then we'll get your lawns mowed. And then if you need it done weekly, we'll get you on a list and have it done. Is that okay? Oh, sure. I mean, you're asking the person if it's okay. You're not telling them. You're not threatening them. You're not saying we're going to fine you $1 billion a day because, no. You're going out and you're being human and you're working with these people. And they're going to appreciate your tone a whole lot more than having it shoved down your throat. That's how things usually work. And when the police show up and they say, "Oh, we're gonna take your car," it's like, what the police need to look at them and say, "That's a civil matter. We got nothing to do with it. You want something that you want your no, we don't get involved in those matters. That's between you and the bank, and the bank's a criminal organization. It's like we don't work for criminals. That's really how it should be. If you can show fraud, criminality, and all that stuff in your home loans and your everything you buy and sell, this and that stuff, and the banks go belly up, well, so be it. And start a system that is honest. Start paying people an honest day's pay. But you got to earn that pay, not be on your damn phone screwing around. But hopefully, like I said, Donald Trump will fix this. We'll make it better, at least point in the right direction. The problem is the second he's out of office, they'll come in and change it all back, and it'll be worse than it was. These people don't like to be put under restraint. But yeah, none of this means anything. I mean, they think I got you, but in the long run, they got screwed. The judge is fucked. The prosecutor's screwed. I mean, these people, at the end of the day, you're going to see some reform, and it's not going to be the reform they want to see. Matter of fact, you probably see them hauled off in cuffs themselves and thrown and prosecuted for certain things they've done. And they should be. No different than the police. I mean, oh, we're going to give you a ticket for jaywalking. Really? Oh, we're going to give you a ticket for not wearing a seatbelt. Really? We're going to give you a ticket because you passed this car, or truck, or tractor driving, 15, 20 mile an hour, and it was a double line. Well, could you see if anything was coming? Well, yeah. Oh, you broke the law. You crossed a double line. Yeah, but I could see, a mile ahead or two. There's nothing coming. Oh, but you broke the. This is bullshit again. See, some stupid little line is going to tell you how to operate your vehicle. Really? Like you're too stupid to do so? There are some people that are, but for the most part, people aren't. For the most part, the problem is with people today is they're told how to think, how to do, and everything else instead of experiencing it themselves. I mean, I've said this before in other videos. This is why it's good to sometimes go back and check out my old videos. They take a helmet. I'll tell you what. I'm going to do a whole different thing on this one. You want to watch it? I got it, Emmett. I'll put another one on right after this. But all I'm getting at basically is, this Trump stuff, it means nothing. I mean, it's going to be all overturned. And if it's not overturned, man, you got you got bigger problems than you ever thought. I mean, you got bigger problems than just that. I mean, if this doesn't get overturned in the next round, because they should look at this and just go, what? And throw the whole damn thing out, everything. You're free to go, never charge again, blah, 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 blah. If they don't do that, you're getting closer and closer to what people want to call a civil war. The Declaration of Independence. That is a sad, sad thing that you don't want. Idiots want that. Fools want that. Morons want that. Sensible people, I don't want that. Shit, no. There ain't no good comes from stuff like that. None. And the problem is the people in power seem to think, well, we're gonna run roughshod over these people. It's like, no, that's the wrong thing. You need to stop, use your damn brain instead of letting Satan do your thinking for you, and go, well, yeah, maybe we got a little bit out of line here, and maybe we need to concede a little bit here and back off and put some more barriers in between us and the populace, and let them know that yeah, we did get a little too far, gone too far, and give a little back. Then all of a sudden, people are like, oh, there's hope. That's good. They recognize what they did. And you can avoid all this bullshit. But if you think you're going to crack down on people harder, you are going to create what you don't want. Like I was saying about MS-13 and the cartels and things like that. See, they don't fight like there's nothing with these people. They're animals, pure animals. You see, the police don't want to mess with them. Why? Because they have families, and these animals will attack their families, and that ain't right. But they will. They'll attack your family. They'll attack anybody. They don't care. This is why they get by with what they get by with. I mean, I honestly feel the police really shouldn't have to deal with them. I believe we should have special units to deal with things like that. And I'm talking about special units with full automatic weapons, the armored everything, every resource they could possibly have. And when you walk in, ain't gonna be none of them left breathing. Now, that sounds pretty cruel. I know. And it could be a slippery slope. They could they could call you MS-13 or cartel and do the same to you. But this is why you got to have faith in certain people. I believe if you do anything, you should have law enforcement be able to stand up and say to their superiors, "No, I'm not doing that. I'm not violating that person's rights. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. It's not right," and still retain their job. And the people that give those orders lose their jobs. So unless orders are given and more people are standing up, things will get straightened out. But when you're going to deal with pure animals, pure evil, you let them know you mean business. You let them know you come here to pull this bullshit and you ain't leaving alive. We ain't even going to bury you. We might just take you someplace and throw you in a pit somewhere and let the vultures and the bobcats and the coyotes eat you. I know that sounds pretty cruel, doesn't it? That's why you wouldn't want me in charge. See, this is what we do. This is what men do. They make those decisions and they go take care of it. It'd be nice not to have to do that. So, y'all take care.